Now, building a multi-page website using the brainstorming prompt is what I'm going to be teaching you first. Now, anything I'm going to be doing here, I want you to know that you can also be extremely creative around this thing. The most important part of this thing is not just to hand you over a framework, it is the ability for you to even think outside of what I am giving you. And okay, to be able to now go your way to deliver something extremely professional and creative. It's one thing to give you the framework, it's another thing for you to apply yourself to that thing. It's just the beginning. I'm not teaching you what I know from the that I learned from AI Literacy Academy or from IBM. Some of the things that I learned they are not teaching you. Of course, they add up to this thing. But largely, what I'm showing you is that I don't have the best of this thing, but every one of if you can produce something, you are the best. But I like the fact that some people still go ahead of their way to make things possible, what I have not even created. Now it shows you how and think creatively beyond just see. What I want to intention of this is to show you what is possible with AI, not just from consumer level. You should be able to think through with AI and then create solution that I've seen on this platform is someone trying to build a website. Even me, I do not understand the website. Let me open the website. Even me, I do not understand the website, but I love the website because literally showing us that yes, this person is trying to solve a particular problem with this website. Of course, every one of you, you're building solution that solve problem. Or fair, kindly, okay, don't worry, I've seen it. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm trying to put out. So it's one thing is another thing is for you to go your way, and create beautiful solutions, right? It's not to make your website look like AI generated. You can generate websites that you don't know that these things are AI generated. That's the goal. Fact that it's AI generated doesn't mean that it should feel generic, that people will know that this is AI generated. And I'm going to show you the brain behind that. Now, the website that I've seen, no, that I like so much is this tax control center, um, Quick Tax Pro, right? There's this, tax calculator. I don't know how this works, except I have to, navigate through. So, but this something like new calculation, and then only the person that built it understand. But I love it so much, right? So there is the marriage filing form, yeah, or filling form. You know, I like so let me use Texas, California. California feels like okay. Let me just okay. So I like this. Looking at the invoices, right? Receipts and doc. We have audit and report. We have compliance center. Now, this person that made this, is an accountant, right? She's a tax professional as that, and then she's trying to build solution based on what she does. And these are the kind of things that we want to do or want to see moving on. I want to hand over the mind for you to be able to create something, beyond an average person, right? All right. Okay. All right. All right. So I really like this, and I want us to create more solutions like this. Let me just move on, and later I'll come and say all of my stories. Now, last week I gave us this prompt. This one that says, I want to build the type of website and all of this. So what I will do is this. I'll just copy this prompt. Now, this doesn't mean that this is the only approach that you can use, right? You can still use other approaches, but once you understand how everything works literally, you can be able to now people can use. So I've come to Google AI Studio. I've copied the prompt. I'm going to paste it here. Let me go back and and I'm going to copy this. Once I copy that, Google AI Studio, I'm going to paste this. Now let's now look at this. If at any point you can't see my screen or you can't hear me, I'm speaking on a particular screen and you can't hear, please kindly let me know ASAP. All right. Now looking at this now, I want to build a type of, so we're going to build right now. So this one, whose project should I use? Okay, so let me use top C freeze. So I'm going to copy top C freeze, and then I'm going to come here. So I will say I want to build a. Now this is where I will now teach you difference between websites and web apps. When it's come to websites, come here. So when it's come to when it's come to web app and then website, now you know that website design is just about website design. Website design is different from web app. Website design is just for marketing purposes, nothing more. All right. Website design is just for marketing purposes. It's just for marketing purpose. Of course, all websites generally they are for marketing purpose because from a standpoint of marketing, they are still presenting what they know. But when you think of website, I need you to think like this, that a website is that platform that is built to inform people or to inform your audience about something. Now, a website does that because it's a website does not mean that people have to be able to log in and then to log out. People may not have to log in to log out first on that website, right? So website is just to inform people about your service, your portfolio, whatever you do. That is level one of website design. Then when we now talk about, this is on website. So the idea of this is what website. So this is website, right? We said it's marketing, it's for information, okay? It's for information, just maybe product overview, overview, something like that. So at the end of the day, what this website is doing is that it's just to inform the people. It's not necessarily doing anything. The website is just to inform people. Are you getting it now? The website is what? It's just to inform people. But when it's come to web apps, web apps is where people take specific actions. Now, don't get me wrong, they are both to inform, but they are in levels. Website is just for marketing purposes, for information, for product overview, your portfolio. These things are website. But when it comes to web app is simply that platform that is a website, but people can be able to take specific action. For instance, you want people to be able to log in. As a matter of fact, let's go to Google here and type what is the difference between a website and web application. So when you look at it here now, let me say in plain words, in plain words. So while that loads up, a website is designed to be read and viewed, functioning like a digital brochure. A web app is a software you interact with. Can you see that now? The core difference is that a website is something you use to do work or perform a task. You interact with it both through a web browser, but they serve completely different purposes. Can you see that now? Can you see that now? The purpose of websites is to provide information, which I already told you. Think of it like a digital brochure, an online magazine, or a company. Interaction, very passive. You browse, you read, you click, right? Everyone who visits generally sees the exact same thing, same content. Now, example, a personal blog, a news outlet like The Guardian, a restaurant page showing their menu and hours. Now, coming to web application. The purpose of application is to help you complete a task or interact with data. It is fully functional software program that runs in your browser. Now, for the interaction, highly active, you input data, log in, and make choices and get. Now, example is this: online banking and email service like Google, like Gmail, and e-commerce platform where you add items to a cart, pay, and track orders. Now, they often overlap. Many modern sites are mix of both. For example, a news website, right, might have a comment section and a login area. That is web application. To read deeper into their technical distinct website and a web app, it is web app that now inform applications. The reason why they call it web web application is this because it is an application that lives on the web. If someone wants just an information that someone wants to have, they do not need an application. But when they want you to, maybe you want to order something, you want to buy something, you want people to take action, all of this interaction, that is application. But because it is not downloadable yet, it has not become an application. That is why it is called web app. Site application. So that is the core difference between the two. There is a website and then there is a web application. The thought of it is now application. All right, is now the main application. Application. Now, Everything that is happening on web apps is the same, exactly the same thing that is happening on application, mobile application, computer application. It is the same thing that is happening on both of them. As an application, they are both performing the same, but they are the same. Now, there might be a little difference depending on user interface. For CapCut, it's not the same experience you have on your computer. The phone version and the computer version, they are both the same thing as a product, but the user interface differs. That is why some people can interact with mobile phone better, and some people can interact with a computer better. No, in that sense. So both web, this they are the same thing, only that they live on different platform. One as an application, then one live on the website. So what you have done is that you have done website, and then we're now web apps is where people were able to click, the yeah. Now I did not share my screen. I was this is where I was actually. I was explaining this web application, web app, and then the application. See me when I was drawing. Sorry about that. This is what I was sharing with you earlier. So there is the website, there is the web app, and then there is the application. The website, marketing information, products review, like your portfolio. Then web app, marketing information. Oh, I actually wrote the same thing. Oh, they're not supposed to be the same thing. They're not supposed to be the same thing. Okay, now it can be for marketing, for information, but something else still need to be added. Okay, so there will be action, right? There will be action, there will be interaction, right? There will be action, there will be interaction. What else do we have here? There will also be, authentication, authentication. That's sign in, log in and log out, and other information as stats. So everything here now, I'm going to bring this, and then I'm going to duplicate. All right. So the same thing is what we have for both web app and then application. It's just that they live on different platform. All right. So let's move out of that. So what we're going to be doing today is that we're going to be doing a full web app. What you have done is just website. Now this is web app where people need to take certain actions and all of those things. So I'm going to come back to my Google AI Studio. Right now, I want to build what I want to build now. I'll use Temitayo's website. So I'll come here. I want to be, you can see that this is type of website or app. So what I want to do is this. I want to build a web app. It's very important. A web app for a food service brand. A food service brand. Delicious meals and convenient food for delivery, creating a place where food lovers I don't know what is here, but now I want to build a web app. Don't say a website. You have, what you get at the end of the day determines you are. And this is one thing you have to learn from me. I want a web app a food service for a food service brand that provide delicious meals and convenient food delivery, creating a place where, right? Now look at this now. Audience, the okay, for Lagos Lagos residents, live in the Lagos Island, all right, living in the Lagos Island, all right. So you can also, if you have anything that says, the struggle, whatever, you can say they are always at the office and buying buying food at the big uh, eatery is mm, I don't want to use word. Let's just assume, this is not, but for you, you can, and you may not, but it's always advisable that you are more contextual as much as possible. Be very and extremely clear. Now, who is it for? So, I will now say the website will have, so I'm going to say some of the features, but not limited to the following. Now, number one, you say users. See, it's very important. Use users. Users are food via their website. Okay, user can register. Just think of those things that you feel your user should do. Literally, your user experience. What should people do? All right, users users can pay via pay stack. Okay. What again? User users can, what should they do again on the website? Let me see the documents. I can see Temitayo dancing because I'm doing your work. Okay, let me see what she. Okay, okay. So now I'm going to use this thing. She said the target audience, small business owners, office worker. Okay, I'm going to copy it. I'm going to copy it. I'm not going to come here. I'll come here. I'll come to Google AI Studio, and I will say the target audience. No, I'm going to paste that. Okay, small business owner, and all of those things. Then I'm not going to come back here and select what they. I'll copy this thing that you have already. This, and then I'm going to come back to Google and share that. Okay, what they need. All right. So I pasted that. I won't be putting space. Google will Google Studio. Oh, we are not doing it on Google Studio actually. We are supposed to do this on Gemini. I'm going to copy this and take it to Gemini. You remember, all right? So that's what I want to do. Where am I? Okay, I want to go and see. Okay, share this tab instead. Primary problem with the website. The website serves as a central platform where customer can quickly find information, browse, means, place orders, and access blah blah quick delivery. Now this is good, but when you're not building websites, you have to be more contextual. That is why I said here that interact when they get to the website. So the user can pay via pay stack. The user can track order, right? Okay, so what else can they do? The user can chat with an agent on the web app. Okay, so just think of those things that you feel your users should be able to do. So I'm going to come back. Now I'm not going to state colors now. I'm not going to state colors. Now, I'm going to leave, when you come to the document that you prepared, you can see that you have required pages. There is the home page, there is pricing, login, no customer contacts page. Now, special needed, online payment gateway, yes. I'm going to copy that. So, WhatsApp integration, location finder, small email subscription, then tracking order. I can see now that I have literally everything here. Then this one, blah 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 blah. So this is what I will just copy. Switch order. Okay, let me do this too. All right. Then I'm going to come to Google AI Studio. It's not to write everything, but just write the core thing that the AI can understand. Just describe it the way you can. All right. Okay, so I'm going to now erase this. Now the rest now just need to leave it. I'm building with an AI, blah 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 blah. The output should be a complete build prompt. I can paste into any. Okay, all right. You leave this and all of this thing. So I will say, look at this. So the website should not feel like an AI generated at all. Approach this like your life and career depends on this for the client. Something like that. Ask me all of this thing if I pick, so you can just leave, leave the rest. So I will say, do not give me generic, not give me generic websites. Websites, right, are there to this strictly. I will provide. See, guys, I need you to pay attention to this part. I've not taught you this part before, and this is what I learned over the time as I vibe coach. Listen to this. I will provide you with a screenshot of what I want. Okay, let me say I'll provide you with a screenshot. You can follow or use as a reference to deliver high-end websites. Now, this is what I will now do. Now that I've said it, I told you that I'm going to provide a screenshot, right? that it can use as a reference. I'll provide a screenshot that you can follow or use as a reference. Uh, also, my build tool. See, I need you to pay attention to this very well. I need you to pay attention to this. I've not taught this very well, and this is why, and I appreciate it because you don't know before, and this is why we got some generic results. All right, this is dribble. Our dribble is on dribble.com. So I'll now come here and search for food web app web app landing page design. So let's see what we have. Okay, now you can see some coming up already. Okay, now can you see this now? Now, if you use this approach, people are going to be surprised at how are you able to get this? Can you see this now? So this is what you would do. I think I like this first one. Tayo, should we do this first one? It's your website. Should we do the first one? This first one, delicious. I like it so much. This is how you avoid generic website. This is how you avoid generic website. So let me use the first one. I'm going to click this. Oh, that is still loading. Let me refresh. My network seems to be slow right now. There seems to be, the network is extremely slow. Yeah. I'm so sorry. This is Nigeria. All right, I'm going to use this. So this is what I would do. I will just, reduce like this. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I'm going to take a screenshot of this and then I'm going to crop this. I've been able to crop that and I'm going to come back to, okay, let me go to Gemini. I'm supposed to do that with Gemini or Claude. Should I do it on Claude? It's just that when you're using Claude, you need to be extremely careful. When you are using Claude, you need to be extremely careful because Claude easily, usually run out of credit on Claude. Well, let me open Claude and then let me open Gemini. You can always, check out the tool. Let me use Gemini for now. Or there's another tool I'm going to introduce you to. You can also use DeepSeek actually. Use DeepSeek. So let's use DeepSeek for now. You can use Gemini, use Claude, you can use DeepSeek, but let's use DeepSeek and let's see what we're going to have. So when you want to use lipstick, you know you're going to be placing picture. So I'm going to use vision. Ensure you choose vision. If you don't choose vision, you won't be. If you choose expert, you won't be able to upload picture. But if you choose vision, you'll be able to upload things. So I will just paste that screenshot now, and I will come back to this place where I typed earlier, and then I'm going to I'm going to paste that. Now, once that has been pasted, I'm going to click on send. Now I'm going to edit the prompt that I share with you to take into account this thing we're doing. I did not plan this from the beginning, but as I continue to learn, I found out a better way to do them. And that's why I'm doing this for you. Is it making sense, everyone? Are we getting value for time? This guy is still thinking. How long will you think now? Still thinking. Even Gemini is taking time to load. Okay, the first question. To make this experience feel seamless and professional, we need to define the exact path a user takes, from the landing page to receiving their food confirmation. How should this call flow work? Right. Option A, drop path checkout, browse. Look at it now. Browse, how to out, sign up during, okay. Say why. This is the modern industry standard. It allows a busy office worker in Lagos to browse the menu instantly without barrier. We capture their email and phone number as the point of sale, seamlessly creating their user account and saving their delivery address for future orders. It guarantees order history and friction of a first sign gate. Yeah, then option B, first gate. If you want them to log in first, browse, which I don't know. Then option C is ultra fast guest. Browse, add to cart, checkout, checkout, no login, pay, order confirmation. I don't know, but I think I would like to do option A. I will just type A. Okay, it's thinking. Now, question two. How should the user interact with customer support and get to real-time update when they need help? So option A floating widget with smart routing, a sleek floating, something like that, and all of those things. Option B, WhatsApp direct only. So it's asking you, do you want literally see one small button at the top right say do you want support and all of those things. Then option B, do you want to direct them to WhatsApp? Option C, AI chatbot plus human escalation, a chatbot built so let's say it's recommendation. You said its recommendation is option A. Let me go with option A, or let me go with option C. This thing. Okay, so home page and vibe strategy. Now, the hero section is your storefront. It must grab the user's attention immediately and communicates premium, fast and local. How do we want to structure the very first thing the user sees? So option A, the dynamic split screen layout, left side, tagline, description, order now, then a massive. Can you see that? Can you see that it's reference what I should like reference? Okay. Right side, floating proof. In option B, the full width cinematic hero, a full screen image of a beautiful plated meal with texted overlay, semi, and all of this thing. This is very elegant high restaurant website feel. However, it lacks immediate engagement and all of this thing. So option C, localized corporate hero, an hero image, show modern Lagos skyline in the background with a clean, delicious meal sitting on the decks, and all of this thing. So my recommendation is option A. Let's choose option A. You can do whatever you want. You can say, oh, I like option A, but I need you to do this, to do that, to do that. So then it will, don't always go, if you're not satisfied with the what they suggest for you, always be your way to say, oh, I like option A, but what I want exactly is this. Why you can combine option A and option B. All right. Be very, you're the architect, right? Now, the question four, how do we structure the food menu so that a user can quickly find exactly what they want, even if they are rushing during a lunch break? Option A, the visual category. Now, this is the menu. The top, let's just go with its recommendation. Let's say option A. I'm going with its recommendation because it's a tutorial, right? Actual user flow that you want for your website. Does that really make sense? Are we still together now? Let me know, please. If it's making sense, please let me know. Now, okay, excellent. No, all of this thing. Now, here's a quick recap of your decision, blah blah blah. The checkouts. Now, this guy now, sometimes he doesn't ask much question. This is why I suggest that you try Claude, then you try Gemini, and then you try this guy, depending on. No, this works more when you want it to, what's it called now? When you want it to make research, that is called deep seek, more of research thing. But you can always try it out, okay? So, quick question. Build prompt, everything, massive, blah 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 blah. So, what do you want now? My strong suggestion and all of this thing. So I will use option two. In future, I'm still going to be editing some of this framework, right, to match up with the industry. You can see that this is not what I started with, and now editing the framework, and then I'll be sharing with you over time discovery how you can do things better with it. So let's use option two. I don't want to make it all complex. There are other ways to, make this happen. Okay. I will say, I've cancelled that. I will say, look at this. So look at this. So, um, option two, but one face prompt, one face prompt at a time. Okay. View all the faces in one prompt is going to find a way to compress the information, and then it won't be as extensive as it should be. This is why it will be later as we get engaged with this thing. But you need to know that the longer a chart is, the less quality results you're going to get from AI. At a point, it will come, it will start hallucinating, and that's because for a particular chart, right, there's a limitation. There's a number of tokens that can produce quality result. You may be getting result every time, but it gets to a point whereby you have to start again. And one technique here is that maybe you can always say after this section, state clearly and in details what we have done in this chart, something like that. And then when you are coming back, so that it can remember things like that. Don't let me do that now, so that I can focus. Now, phase one, the premium homepage, hero, and all of this. And so what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to copy this now. Can you see now? Now it says what you should see after pasting a beautifully rendered full width page, blah blah. The hero should perfectly match screenshots. Can you see that now? So I've studio. This is Google AI tab instead. I'm going to paste this. And this has been pasted. Now don't forget that I have attached a screenshot for your uh, for your reference. Okay. Please implement the layout accordingly. I've attached a screenshot for your design for okay for my let me put my for my design style preference, design style preference. So I'm going to now bring in the picture. Okay, I'll bring in the picture. Oh, I have to go back to dribble again to bring the picture. So I'm on dribble now, and I'm going to come here, and then I'm going to paste. All right. So let's wait for okay, and then I'm going to click on build. Okay, while that is being built, let me see if I have my system prompt. Here, system prompt. Remember to always use this system prompt. Let me copy this system prompts and share with us in the group chat right away. Okay, let me not obstruct what I will send it to the academy manager, and then she's going to share with us later. You know. All right. What's this? Let me see some of the sample. No, I don't want. No, I don't want. I don't want. I will just skip. I'll skip. Now let's also go to Lovable. Let's copy this thing again. So I'll also come to Lovable. I pasted the image, and then I'm going to and copy my prompt. Yeah, okay. I'll come to DeepSeek. I'll copy the prompts. Okay, let me copy the prompts. Copy the prompts here. And then the second part of this prompt, I'm going to, you know, I'm going to copy the second part. I'm going to copy the second part unlovable. And now you don't need to plan, and if like you can plan, but I'll just say it as PowerPoint lovable. I guess it's refreshing. Did I refresh? Let me come back to Google Studio. You is still preparing. Now, while that is going on, let me introduce you to Paystack. Now, if you operate within Nigeria and then you want to be able to get payments, you want people to be able to pay you, right? This is exactly how you're going to set it up. This is what you need. Now you can go to Paystack, register your business. Now, when you want to register your business, you either have a business account, sorry, register your business with CAC, or you can use test mode. But if you want to collect real payment, you can register your business. When it's come to Paystack, you can register your business either full, as a full business with a registered, register, or you can just register with, just, of course, there's a limitation to how much you can get as payment when you are a registered business with CSA and when you are not. So you can go through that. That is seamless. You can also Google how to do that. All right. But when you have your certificates, you can set everything up. And now, this one now, you have your transaction, you have your customers, you have your refund, payout, disputes, transaction splits, sub accounts, terminals. This for POS, right? Then we have direct debit. Now, this is where we need specifically subscriber plan subscription. Then, of course, payments page, products page, storefront. Now, if you want to set a specific payments page for someone, you can just use this payments page. Once you select the payments page, it's going to allow you create a customized payments page for people. All right. But let's also subscribers. I'm coming. Let me check out subscribers. Create a plan and then subscribe customer. I think you don't need that, but of course you can always explore this so that I don't take all of your time. There is plans, there is subscription. Now this another feature on Paystack that you can use subscription. Basically, subscription is maybe you want people to be paying you a particular amount every month, and then you want it to be set as auto, so that you just create um you go to plan. Once you go to plan, there's no plan in place now. You are going to create a new plan. Once you create a new plan, so you are going to see everything here. So name, description, amounts, intervals. So when do you want to be getting paid? Maybe hourly, daily, monthly. You can say that. All right, and then you're going to set number of payments and all of this thing. So when you get to this point, you will know, depending on the kind of websites that you are building. But what we want to do now is the actual payment pages. Is payment pages. That's exactly what you want to do. Now let me go back to GUI Studio. If it is still working, let me go to Google AI Studio. Oops, I stopped sharing my screen. Let me share my screen again. Now, as you can see, Google AI Studio is still building. Look at the number of codes Google AI has written. Can you see this now? It's a complex system. That's why it's taking the time. Because it says, I have designed and built a highly polished, interactive, and responsive single page homepage for Delhi Shop, specifically tailored for corporate professional on Lagos Island, Marina, and Broad Street. Here is the summary. Now, can you see now? Let's wait for the output. Let me go to Lovable. Lovable seems to still be building. Now, can you see Lovable now? I will build this, that the specific details, blah, blah, so node explore direction. Let me start the design and, components. First, can you see this now? Can you see what is currently building? Running command, polishing header and hero visual. Can you see what is happening right here now? Can you say this is AI generated website? Of course not. Okay. Now let me come back to Google AI Studio. Uh, Somehow, let me see. Hmm, and this is cool, but somehow I do not like it. You know, this corporate and launch delivery. This part is not okay. So let's say about us. Okay, menu. Offer. Reviews. something like that. Okay, not bad. Now, delicious food at your doorstep. Our mission is to. Now, I don't like this particular homepage, this particular site. I don't like it. I don't like it. Something seems to be. Let me go back to the dribble that I use. Now, this is dribble. This is dribble. Okay, I think it be something delicious food at your doorstep. Okay, okay, okay. And to a certain extent, but this is not what I want. I want it to be what's it called? To use exactly my own content, not the content that we got from this website. Yes. Okay, somehow. Now, do you know we can still change all of these things, especially the font? I don't like the font. Our mission is to. So, what we're going to do right now is every other thing there seems to be perfect. Exclusive corporate scheme, Lagos launch, spicy, offer, blah blah blah. Mm, okay, okay. Now, this is what we're going to do. Let's go to um which of the food website can we go to? Booker Odds. Booker Odds website. So let's wait for Booker Odds website to see what is there. Can you see this now? Skip queues, earn reward, save more. Enjoy your favorite Booker main, blah blah. About us, can you see now? What's odds and happening. Can you see this now? Story from the odds. Can you see this? Now you can recreate. Okay, our lovable project is ready. Let's check it out. Can you see that they built the same thing, right? They built the same thing. Can you see this now? They built the same thing, but we are not working with white white people now. We are working with Nigerians. Now this may have to change later. Now looking at this, food delicious. Now this one is not close to this. I like this. Okay, all right. I don't like their choice of fonts. It's too bold to me. It's too bold, right? It's too bold. Let me go back to Booker Odds. Share this tab instead. Now look at Booker Odds. Can you see this now? Can you see? Okay. Can you see this now? Can you see this? You can have this. Oh, can you see this? And then stories from the odds. Vision, blah 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 blah. Now depending on you, you can add as many things. Now let's click on order now. The network seems to be slow, but or let's check out. Okay, can you see now? This is even a website. It's not even a page. Can you imagine? It's not a page. And the reason why I say it's not a page is because when you click on order now, it's going to direct you to their WhatsApp. This is a website. It's not a page. It's not a web page or web app rather. It's not a web app. It's a web page. Can you see this now? Now it will say hi. Oh, I'm not showing on my screen again. Let me share my screen again. Now it directs me to their WhatsApp. Hi Booker House. I was directed from your website and would like to place an order. Can you see now? So I'm not interested in that. So I'll just come back to this place. Can you see? So we can check their menu. Click to check their menu. our menu explore. So you can see their menu. Suya, can you see this now? So you can do the same thing like this. And let me tell you another secret. If you're your computer, there is what we call extension. Extension, they're like integration that helps you do something on your laptop or when you're browsing on the internet. Now, extension is this. There's this extension that I use called Go Full Page. All right, let me type it. Go Full Page extension. Now, page extension, just type it on Google, Go Full Page extension. Now, the idea of Go, when activated, is to capture the entire page instead of you screenshotting it one after the other. It will help you, capture the entire page. So in this context now, I can come to this Booker Odds page right now, and I can select. Okay, let me share the entire screen. Let me share the entire screen. Let me share my entire window. Okay, so you can come to this place right now, and then I'm going to click on this. I've installed the extension, right? So I'm going to select Go Full Page. Once I select that, see, can you see now? More like it's eating everything. Then after everything, see what we have. Oh, I'm not sharing. Okay, yeah. After everything now, can you see now? See where we are. It will now show me everything, and then I'm going to now save it. I will download it as PDF or as an image. Once I download it as once I download as image or as PDF, my build tool, and I will say, do not change any content on my website. However, follow this structure website using my color or using my whatever. Do not make it look the same. Make it look unique to my brand, but use a structure. This is exactly what vibe coding looks like. You are picking inspiration of others, what others have done, and then you are adapting it into your home. This is how you can have professional website. You are not stealing their work per se. You are just picking inspiration from them. This is the fastest way to get professional looking websites when you are vibe coding. Now let's go back to Google AI Studio. This is Google AI Studio. Can you see this now? I think I have AI Studio. Can you see this now? Can you see this now? Now, depending on what you want here, you can specify exactly what you want in the order of what you want people to do on the website. I'm going to say, I'm going to use, remember I taught you this tool, and then I'm going to come here to say section is too close to the top as the button is touching the nav bar. You see why you have to understand some terminologies now? Because I don't like the way it's touching, and this logo, I will tell you to remove this logo and just put the name. I want you to reduce this, so I'll come here again and I will say reduce this reduce the sizes for the what's it called right now, for the menus, right? So yes, I'll tell you to reduce that for the menus, and okay, menu now. Okay, yes, let us finish that. can do as many things as you want. Let me see Lovable's what Lovable built for us. This is not bad too, actually. This is not bad. If you have this kind of website now, will someone say this is AI generated? Tell me. Will they say this is AI generated? Of course not. Can you see this now? So I have menus and flavors, I have offer, I have reviews, I have this, I have that. Hmm? And I can even do this. And this way I'm going to show you when you build something unlovable, you love, and then you want to take it Google AI Studio. This is exactly what I will do. I'm going to come here. I will use my Go Full page. I'm going to capture the entire screen. Okay, I've captured the entire screen. I don't like the fact that there are no spaces. There need to be spaces on the website. They are too close. So I'll just download this. Once this is downloaded, right? This is lovable. I will not teach you this again. This is lovable, right? Then I've screenshotted everything on lovable page using that extension. You can check if it's also available on mobile, but I'm not focusing on I'm focusing on computer or laptop as to a yes. So I'm going to now come to lovable. I'm sorry, Google AI Studio. Reduce the size of the for the menu. So that's can you see that it has can you see this now? See, can you just see this now? Can you just see this? I don't like the button. This is not the kind of button I want. Now, one of the ways to get this thing right is this. Okay, Temitayo said it's also not adding. Yes, we can tell you that this is our brand name. We can tell you that this is our brand name. And we can even tell the brainstorming chat that, boy, not create exactly what we want. Now, this is where you have to even get creative with your prompts. Your prompts. Before you start the brainstorming session, after you tell that you do, at the bottom, you use all of the prompts that we have. You can now tell it that it should use your brand name. Just specify what you want before you start and all of those things. You can tell it that the button should be consistent. All of these things should be consistent. Like that. Okay. So I'll come to Google AI Studio. I'm sorry. Where's Google AI Studio? Here. This is Google AI Studio. It has finished building that. Can you see this now? Can you see that it has reduced this now? It's getting more better, right? It's getting more better. I wanted to say that when you are building website, look out for other people website that are currently live. And this is where the idea of the website the clients love and then the website the clients hate. There's a kind of website they are thinking in their head. If you not deliver less, you're like, oh, deliver. This is why sometimes you have to ask them, have they website they like before? And you also go ahead and make research. Check other food website. Depending on what you're building, check their competitors, even the industry or outside the industry. Check how it is like for others so that you can know what exactly the website should look like. Do not operate in isolation. You do not know it all. Does that make sense now? Now, what am I going to do is that I've downloaded the one from Lovable, right? I like the one exactly on Lovable. And what I'm going to do now is this. I'm going to now come to Google AI Studio. Although this is not good, I'm going to come to Google AI Studio and then I'm going to bring in the picture, right? I will say use exactly this picture to rebuild the website landing page. Do not change any content. So I will also say make every component consistent and follow um, my global instruction, something like that. This is simply how you can bring in your okay. Also, I will say the website or name. The business name is, what's the business name again? Topsy Foodies. Topsy Foodies. And the target audience are Nigerians. Are Nigerians. Make the website make the website minimal but intuitive. And add smooth motion to make users. I mean, this is me just by now. This is where the vibe now comes in for me. Salivate as the, you know, go through the website. Okay. The first version of vibe coding will not always be the best. Do not let anyone deceive you. You get better over the time. Does that make sense, everyone? Okay. All right. This is what separates you from a generic person and then an actual vibe coder that you are. Now, why that is going on, I'll come back to Paystack. Now, Paystack is okay. I wanted to show you something earlier. Okay, I wanted to show you AI uh, website. This is the website that we use for this website that we use for this bootcamp that you are right now, right? Now, can you see the button right here? I have a question, something like that. This one will lead you to WhatsApp. This is exactly what the guy was asking of, floating button. Now, let's say I want to secure my seats. Now that I want, so let's say registration page. Let's say Adebayo Karim. This one, this one, this one. E-commerce store. Okay, complete registration. Now, can you see now? Slot reserved successfully. Choose, checkout method. So let's say I want to pay online. Now, if you want to pay via bank transfer, it's going to give you our account details. Can you see now? Vast media resources, amount due 5,000. All these things were set via vibe coding, which I'm going to show you right now. Then you can see Paystack Online. So once I select Paystack Online, it's going to open another page. Are we getting value for time? Are we getting real value for time? Are you learning something? Are you learning something? Now, look at this now. AI website builder by the Vast Media. Exactly this thing now, I'm going to show you how it was set up at the back end from Paystack. AI website builder. This is it here. Can you see builder amount 5,000? It was created on May 16. Exactly this thing that you have here is the same thing that you have here. This is the idea of payments page. And when you look at the URL, you're going to see paystack.shop, no, /pay// AI design bootcamp. The AI design bootcamp come from here. Can you see that now? Now I can send only this one to someone as the payments page. So that the person will just make payment and then there's what they will do after this payment. It can either direct them to WhatsApp or it can either, tell them to join WhatsApp. So you can configure it like that. It is you just having the understanding of what you want people to do. What you want people to do from one level to another. Does that make sense? Now let's see what this guy has built. Okay, makes sense. Let's come from lovable. Okay, look at this. Can you see now? This is lovable, right? Now let me come to Google AI Studio. Can you see exactly the same thing? Can you see now? This is how you can design from lovable. You after you design from lovable, ensure that you publish before, or better still, view as what? No, the preview. Once you view the preview, use your go full page to screenshot the page. And if you're on the type on Google, I want to with my phone, like Google or something like that, you are going to see option. I'm very sure of that. And then you're going to grab everything. Or you can even screenshot one after the other. But if you are using desktop, this is what you can do. Can you see now? This is from Lovable. And then let's go back to Google AI Studio. Can you see have exactly what we have on Lovable? Exactly the same thing. Can you see this now? Now, let me now tell this what I want. The name of the brand is Top Foodies, right? It is currently reddish, whatever, whatever. I'm going to send that. This kind of websites, if you know how to do it very well, people are willing to pay 150,000, 200,000, 500,000 for it, depending on how good you are. And I've just shown you one logic to change the font. But the good thing is that you already have structure. This alone, if you share with client, they'll be like, what? This doesn't look AI generated at all. Even though there are still one or two things that I can export and I can say this is AI generated. But you know that, I mean, you and I know that if you are going to have a professional website like this, no, it's going to cost a lot now. What do you think? Okay. So this one is going to, let me now come back to page stack. We have looked at, we are currently building multi-page business websites with the brainstorming prompt. That's what we are doing. Now, I want to show you how to integrate, what's it called? Let me see if I can be able to, know, mark the one that I've done. Can I be able to do that? Okay, so I've done this. Sorry. I've done that. Okay. Integrate pista. Now building. No, no, don't let me do that. All right. So I've done this. All right. Which one again? I've shown you. Oh, sorry. How to do this. Building on logo and transferring to Google AI Studio. I've shown you how to do that. How to get the best result from Google AI Studio using system prompt. I've shown you that too. We did that before now. All right. Some principles of design I'm going to show you. Then building website with reference from what's it called now, from Dribble. I've shown you that. Okay. Then when your website needs an API, okay, we are still going to come to that. Building a dashboard, okay, defining what your website, okay, defining what your website needs, defining what your website or web app needs. Okay, we're still going to come to that. Knowing things are done traditionally. Okay, all right. Makes sense. Let's move on. Okay, this is lovable that is telling me I have. So let me come back to Google AI Studio. Okay, this guy is still building. Now you can specify anything that you want, depending on what exactly you want to have on the home page. You can say you just want a picture of jollof rice, something like that. You can tell it to change this headline, right? You can tell it to change this to change, just to make it more beautiful. And now let me also now show you something. Let's say you can come back here. This is now vibe coding. I will say I want to, this is my brainstorming tool. You can do this on Google AI Studio, but you can also do this with your brainstorming prompt. I want copy on the website to be you know selling to salivate. I have the layout already. Do not change what has been built at all. Okay, do not change what has been built at all. I'm going to copy this. Maybe I will even do it on Google AI Studio. Let me come back to Google AI Studio. Let me see. It will always give someone this authentic Niger flavor made to salivate. Not bad. Ewa going and agege bread. Okay. The blah blah. Okay, our top picks. Okay, smoky jollof rice. Okay, and all of those things. Explore authentic Nigeria categories. You know, okay, no bad. View category. This flash. I don't like the idea of this page. Okay, I'll make the website authentic and real copy, something like that. Now, this was the idea of vibe coding. You can always state what you want and what you don't want. Now, for me, the space between this and this is not so much. I would say make sure the website has equal page layout size globally. Follow my system prompt. Okay, all right. So let's wait for that. While that is on, let me go back to page tag. Now, this page tag, what we're going to do right here is this. For you to have, if you have multiple products on your website, for each of the products, you have to create price. Does that make sense? For each of the products on your website, you have to create price for the website. If you have 20 of them, you have to be able to create 20 prices. Now, there's a better way to do it, but for now, let's do it manually like this. That one might be a bit technical, especially when we are dealing with WordPress and all of this thing. But let's just do it like this. So what you will do is that you are going to create a new page. Once you create a new page, so it's going to ask you, is it a one-time payment? So is it a subscription payment? Is it a product payment? Now, one-time payment, create a simple page for your customer to pay you. Subscription, create a page for recurring payment and subscription. Products page, create a page to sell one or more products from your inventory. I'm going to use this last one. All right. So page name. What is the page name? Let's say jollof rice. Jollof rice. Okay. You don't need to. I'm coming. I'm coming. I'm looking for a better way to help you. Mm, okay. Building the page first. So let me come out to Google AI Studio. Now, can you see this now? I'm also saying this prompts. Okay. All right, so just leave it the way it is like this for now. I don't like all of these things. I might still remove them, but let's leave them for. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to come to my build prompts, and I'll tell it to give me phase two prompts. I'll just type phase two, and then I'm going to click on send. This thing is still thinking. Just can't, So this is phase two prompt that is currently being built. So I'll copy this. Once I copy that, I'll call Google AI Studio. Oh, I didn't send this. So I will now paste that. Once I paste that, I'll come back here, say page three. All right. Now, while page three is being generated, I can now come back to I can now come dribble and come and look for another sample that I can use. Dribble is still loading, and this is also loading as well. While that is loading, let me come to let me come here. Now, when do you know when your website is a third-party API for certain features? Now, this will be determined by the kind of website you are building. In this context now, this application and this web app we are building is a web app, not a website. This web app we are building, I don't think it needs an API. The only API you need now is Paystack API. So it is the function on your website that determines the API that you are going to need. All right. Okay. So let me just send that. So I've sent number two. I've sent number two. Let me go and copy prompt three. So I'll copy prompt three, and then I'll paste the prompt three. Now let's see what we are expected from prompt two. Expecting from prompt two is this. What you should see after pasting a box dedicated to the menus. At the top, you will see a rolled circular visual category card. Below, it's a sleek filter bar with peeled shaped button below. Below that is a beautiful, perfectly spaced grid or food card, each and all of this thing. So it's showing what you should see now. Price and interactive plus button in the corner. When you click the grid update, when you sort the other text before moving on, check the grid responsiveness, size the browser to see it go from 4 column down to 2, and finally, one column on mobile, right? The card should not break. Click category, title, pixel, and all of those things. So after you are done with that phase two and you saw the result, you are now going to go and confirm. So how to check is what you have there. So you now go and check the actual website that has been built. So we have a menu. There's no menu here. Okay, it's still building. Oh, okay. It's still building. Okay, it's still building the menu. Okay. I don't like all of this. No, they are too big. These guys here, they are too big. I don't like them. I still feel I do not like the website here. because there's too much. There's space here, and the space should not be. Probably should just be somewhere here. Let me check Booker Hot's website. Not bad. I like their website. Now you can decide that you like this kind of theme, and then you like to have websites like this, depending on you. And then you can still go on Dribble and search for, search for. Just go on popular food websites. Okay, let me search for. There's a website I want to search for. What's that small chop's name though? I can't remember that small chops or something like that. Papa's Grills or Papa Grills. Papa Grills website. Google AI Studio as. Let me open this small chops ng. Okay, let me go back to Google AI Studio. Okay, now let's see the menu and flavor. Can you see this now? This was not responsive before, but now it's responsive. So we're going to make this one only menu, not just menu and flavor. Can you see this now? Blah blah blah. Freshly. Can you see this now? Okay, vegetarian, pizza, burger, all of this thing. Can you see this now? Okay. Um. Okay. Let me say. Okay. Can you see this now? Although this one there should be add to carts here, but let's click on this button icon. Now added to that, it's saying it has been added to carts. Now it has not finished yet because I should be able to view my carts here, right? Not until when I now check here. Can you see now? Can you see that I have my carts? Can you see? Can you see this now? Okay, so I can go all and on. I will say this. Okay, um, I should be able to view more information about that. Now we can tell it to do that. Let's see, sandwich, this one. I should be able to view each one. So, okay, let me send this one first. This is why it is good to always, test and know what exactly. I can view my cards now, and I can say proceed to checkout. Now, this shouldn't be the case. Now, you can now describe it. That when user clicks proceed to checkout, I will say that. Okay, okay. Let's finish building all of the faces the AI suggested for us. After we are done doing that, we'll now figure out all of this thing. There are still some things that looks like AI generated here, but we improve on that later. Let's go back to what we're doing. That is prompt 3. What is prompt 3 about? Prompt 3 is about cart drawer, draw parts, checkout, and paste tag. Oh, exactly what we want to build right now. What we wanted to do right now. Building upon the existing homepage and menu, we need to add shopping carts and checkout system, global carts. Can you see now? Slide out. Can you see this now? Can you see this? Now, what should you expect after pasting? Now, click the cart icon on the header, a beautiful white drawer side from the right, displaying your dummy item, a price total, and a checkout button. When you click checkout, a page modal pops up, guiding you through the tree, check this thing, and all of this thing. Making sense, everyone? My network seems to be lagging. Is this sense? Okay, so I was showing you, page 3 and this thing. No, sorry, phase 3. Run this on phase 3 prompt line now. Once you can successfully open the cart, proceed to checkout and trigger page tag pop, reply phase 3. Okay, so I will say, or tell me if you are stuck. So I will say phase 3 complete. Phase 3 complete. So I'll just ask for phase 4. Let's see, let's go back to Google AI Studio. It's still building phase 3. Remember, phase 2 was the menu, right? And we've seen the menu. Now you can change the menu. We're going to come to that. Now let me come back to small chops. Now, can you see how sleek this website is? This small chops no.ng, can you see how sleek it is? Now we can say we want to have exactly something like this. What we currently have still looks AI generated. The fonts are big, and let me just go there. Can you see now? The fonts are big, all of this thing. Can you see this now? So we need it to be sleek as much as possible. So let's say I'm in Lagos, and then I'm going to choose uh, anywhere. It's yours, sir. Okay, can you see this now? So let's wait for it to load. Let's go back to Go Studio. Okay, it's still currently building. This is still loading. Now I'll come here and I'll copy phase 4 prompts. Once I copy phase 4 prompts, I'm going to now, send it here. And while I wait for that, now let me to look like. Now the goal is to build, tracking page visible after payment with a visual status timeline, and integrate a floating AI chatbot that handles FAQ and automatically escalate to a human via WhatsApp for complex queries. Why it matters? This builds massive trust. When a corporate, team order 5 minutes for a meeting, they need to know exactly when it arrives. The visual tracking gives them a GPS-like update simultaneously, and AI chatbot has 80% of repetitive question. What time do you deliver? And all of this thing. We are building a tracking phase right now. So okay, can you see this now? Other small chores for today, tomorrow, and whenever. Can you see this now? We can build this kind of website. We can. Can you see this now? We can build this kind of website. But there is a website I'm looking out for. Papa Grills and Chops, something like that. Okay, Papa Grills. Let me see. Let me open their website. While that is going on, let me go and see phase 3 that we are building. Phase 3 is still being built. Now, premium taste, Nigeria flavor, the perfect balanced food, whatever, whatever, whatever. Can you see, can you see this? Depending on the goal of your website, you need to define the goal of your website. The goal of your website is what will determine the layout. All right. The goal of your website is what will determine the layout. I think to a certain extent, I like the layout of this. Can you see this now? I like this layout. Can you see this? Now, you have to be extremely creative when you are designing. All right. You have to be extremely creative when you are designing. Very important. So that you don't just build exactly what people have built before, and then they might sue you for it. But you have to be extremely creative. All right. Can you see this now? I like this style. We can also choose this style. So I can choose this one now. Can you see this now? Immediately I choose this one. If you ask me, as you select my location and all of this and go down, then I'm going to say, let's say we say two, and I'm going to say order now. So once I click on order now, can you see this now? It's not showing me anything. If I click on this now, okay. Now, this is what I was saying earlier, that once I click on this now, it should show me what the whole thing contains, and then I'm going to add that to cart. We say I should select one, um, included. Let me select this one and this. Okay, only one is included. Okay, let me select pop-up and Musa. I like this. So now I don't know if that has been added to cart because I'm not getting any pop-up here. You want to look out for your website. So I'm going to click on cards. Can you see this now? All right. And then I can say checkout. Once I click on checkout, continue as guest. No, you can go and use people websites to know how exactly things are working. Can you see this now? Can you see this? There's another website that I would love to show you. Um, if you are not cool with this kind of website now, you can always specify that this link, I want this, and then you go and look for what exactly that's. Now let me click the menu, and then, okay, so I'm going to just later. I'll click that. I'll add that to cart. I'll add this one to cart. Then let my cart. Can you see this now? Can you see that initially it was showing us, to pick type address or something. Now it's not showing that again. Now expectation of active. All of this English now we have to change them later. So you see them by describing them. When a user clicks on a cat icon, it should not, we can even highlight it. That it should not show express up active, just show whatever you want it to show, because it speak in plain English as much as possible, not just AI tone. You can also teach it your tone. This is where teaching AI your brand tone also comes in. All right. So 19,000 naira. I'm going to say proceed to checkout. Now, can you see now? Proceed to checkout. Where should we deliver your lunch? Okay, so I'm going to type my name. I'm going to type my number, just a dummy number, and then I'm going to say create accounts. Okay, continue payments. Now I know it's going to ask me for all of this thing. Okay, password. This is just a dummy test, and then I'm going to say continue. Oh, it needs email. I'll just say .com or .ng. It needs my actual email. A dot b abidemi a dot 077, sorry, 077 at gmail.com, sorry, .com. Okay, continue. Password no match. Okay, want to should match now. Can you see this now? Confirm order and complete. Total amount, delivery, blah 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 blah. So pay with pay stack 19,000 naira. Can you see that now? Are we still together? Do I still have people live here? Can you see that now? So it's going to show me this. Now, because we are not done, I will just run this phase 4 prompt like that. Now, we could not start this transaction. Please enter a valid, a valid key. Now, we're going to come to that. Because we have not actually put the actual paystack key, that's why it's giving us this. But what we have built is currently working live and direct. Do you like this? Do you like this? All right. So we're currently on phase 4. You can see that this is quite different from level 1 and level 2 website design. This is now level 3 website design because you have to take into account how the customer move from one point to another. So we have run okay, so I would say drop phase 5 where we are waiting for phase 4. Now, what phase 4 will do here is that a new tracking page with a clear, beautiful 4-step progress bar showing the status of an order in the button. This may not be necessary, right? This may not be necessary, but I'm just showing you what is possible. Whatever a client says he or she wants, they can always have it. This is extremely possible. Now, there's still one or two technical parts that I still want to take you through, and that is the authentication. And this seems to be the most technical part of it. Once you understand this technical part of this authentication, and then admin backend, you are good to go. You can literally get, and if you have any challenge, just meet me. If you have any challenge, just come and meet me. The goal is to ensure that you get this thing right. All right, this is phase 5. I'll copy phase 5 front, and I'm going to come to Google AI Studio, doing build. Okay, it has finished building that. Maybe you can save. So I'm going to paste. Now, how should we track the uh, for how to test before it's okay, tracking, okay. Now another thing I have to show you is pages. I just hope we'll know that class. I just hope we'll not have another class, but let's see what we can do here. Let's see what we can do. Now let's how many phases do we have left? Okay, I will say drop phase 6 now. You know why it is good to build phase by phase. You know what to expect, you know what to test, and then you know what is not working before you move on. So at each phase, you are able to test what is working and you are able to see what is not working. Does that make sense? While this is currently being built, please give me a moment. I'm going to pause now and then I'll be back shortly. Hopefully, it will have finished building. Are we still connected? Or you probably left me? Are we still connected? And you can see the button that we are looking at together the other time. See the button, chat with AI. Can you see this now? Hello, I am Daily Shop. Now, can you see that it's still carrying Daily Shop boats? We can tell it to change everything, to top foodies instead of ask me about menu and all of this thing. Okay, what is on the what's it called right now? What is on the menu today? Oh, okay. Let me type again. What? Okay, okay. It's building. Oh, sorry about that. It's building. So it has finished building. Let me test my chatbots here. So I'm going to ask what is on the menu today. You can check our full government menu by clicking the menu tab above. Let me know if you need any recommendation. I will say recommend is ready to help you. Now, this is where really you now need to state exactly what you want across the website. Does that make sense? This is exactly where you state what you want across the website. Okay? I remember something about pipe coding. Let me just quickly put it down. Anytime I remember something about pipe coding, I'll just put it down so that I will learn. Please permit that. I'm doing all of this so that I can better. All right. So this is where you as a person will instruct the AI that this is exactly what I want. When people click on chatbots, these are the questions, this and that, you just state everything that you want. All right. Now that we are done, this is saying one error running the code. So I'm going to click on fix. So it's going to fix the error by itself. Now we just finished building. Let's see what we just finished building. I have successfully implemented an integrated authentication page, user profile dashboard, and the full feature interactive SaaS. Can you see now SaaS style admin dashboard for Daily Shop, Top Foodies, complete with order status tracking, manual order creation, and dynamic text pooling. Here is a summary of the accomplishment and design system details. Unified authentication, login and register. local synchronization, implemented persistent via local storage with password verification. User can seamlessly create accounts, log in, and auto save. Admin gateway, embedded a admin fast track pathway, align instant signing with configure credentials, admin, blah blah blah, and all of those things. Now to immediately toggle administrative permission, I'm going to show you all of this. Administrative permission simply is that, let's say you want to log in as an admin, you want to be able to upload your cards, you want to be able to upload your menu, you want to be able to add something to the website and all of this thing. This is the admin, yes. All right, then there is a SaaS admin dashboard, double safe gatekeeper, right? This is the proper admin dashboard, a protected dashboard route that direct unauthorized this thing, operational metric with guilt, active order coordinator, right? So this thing. So this is the phase 6. I'm going to copy the phase 6 prompts, and then I'm going to put it. When you are building level 3 websites, you need extreme patience, right? Very important. You need to be patient when you are building this kind of website, because it's not just this is a top level 3 website that clients are willing to pay for. If you're able to do this, you're good to go. Let's see, would that be all for the levels? Okay, when you've tested the subscription, the local location page, and confirm the site's log indirectly and premium, phase is complete, full master review. Okay, so what I would just say here is that phase 6 complete. You see, the reason why it is good to build in phases, so that you know what to test before you move on. All right, this is very important. Now look at this final master review checklist. To do this before showing the client, run through 10 points of guarantee app features like 10,000 custom build, not an NI template, currency check, scan the menu cards, admin dashboard, ensure every money amount has the Naira currency symbol and not this. Now outputs the out of for delivery and shake as an admin, update and order out for delivery in the dashboard, and then open the user's tracking page in new incognito private. Does the page progress? Can you see now? Chat escalation test. Open the chatbot and ask, I want to speak to an agent. Does it instantly show the WhatsApp link? Click on no, all of this thing. Then pay stack flow. Go through a dummy checkout. Ensure pay stack modal pops up and the amounts in the show. Can you see this now? Mobile response. So open the site on your phone, use Chrome Dev Tools, and all of this thing. Lagos copy check, read through the hero promo description and all of this thing. Then admin, try to log in with admin daily shop and all of this thing. Then post notification, add an item to cart, subscribe to the newsletter, and place the order. Can you see now? Image loading, refresh the page to a lot of this thing. Then client handover summary, compare and paste this into your final project report. Yes, professionally written executive. Now this is telling you exactly what you will send to the client. Executive summary: we have successfully developed a high-end mobile responsive web application tailored to bring in convenience for the client. Connect your bank, all of this, which I'm going to show you. Update your WhatsApp, replace the placeholder WhatsApp in the chat box with your actual business WhatsApp number. Then upload your menu. Replace the placeholder mock image with dummy and actual food photography and pricing. Conclusion: Daily Shop is now a fully operational premium SaaS ready for food delivery web app, engineered to capture Lagos and corporate market MVP. If you want to get fancy later, add favorites of this thing. So what I will say is that currently, currently, the currently the website authentication is still local storage. Now I will tell you what this means. dummy features. Okay, I need the entire website to be production ready with actual connections and integration. Now I'll tell you what this means. Give me the prompts to achieve this with my build tool. Now I'll tell you what this means. I'm saying that when you look at this now, it's saying that somewhere at the top here, saying that it's currently local storage or local storage, active order confirmation, list in order, it's confirmed, preparing, blah blah blah, updates immediately to local storage. Now we don't want local storage. Local storage still means that it will save their actual data. It will just save it somewhere temporarily, and when they come back, they won't see it. But for we to be able to store their data, remember when I was teaching you in the first module of this course, I told you specifically that there is what we call database and authentication. And since we are working with Google ecosystem, the database and the authentication that Firestore and then Fire for both the authentication, that is the log and the logout. There is also Superbase. There is Firebase and Firestore. Firebase is the authentication, then Firebase is the database. There's another one we call what's called Superbase. So you can either use Superbase or Firebase. Firebase is for Google. Superbase is a time you are building. Make sure you have this in mind. Ensure you have it in mind that anything you're building, tell the build process that you want a production ready integration, right? Always tell it that you want a product, not just a dummy stuff. So it will tell you when you need to input API, when you need to input what's it called right now, when you need to input API, when you some of your secret keys and all of this thing. This is important so that you are not just building and then when they register, you need to know all of this thing. You need to ask yourself, when a client register, where is their this thing being stored? Since we talk about database, where will I see all of the information? These are the things asking yourself, and then you have to now find answer to. Does that make sense? You need to copy the build. Now, when you are using DeepSeek, just don't copy this. What you just do is this. We are migrating to entirely Delish, and all of this thing. So I will just copy that. Okay, let me read it for you. We are migrating the entire Delish food delivery application from local storage base mock to a food production ready architecture using Firebase authentication and Firestore. Can you see now? And paste tag. The front remains React or Vue. You don't have to worry about this. With Thailand CS, you don't have to worry about this. Do not use placeholder data. All data must be fetched from the written to Firebase restore, Firestore. Use environment variable for all API keys. Now, Firebase setup. Do not add code key. Add Firebase SDK to the project. Install via VPN, NPM, sorry. Create. Now, you don't have to worry all about this. All right. Now, these are just technical that you don't have to worry about this for now. Right now, step 2, real authentication replace local storage. Use Firebase authentication with email and password. Admin user. On registration, set a custom claim admin. Don't worry about all of this. I'm just taking you through so that you understand what you're doing. After login, fetch the user's Firestore document to get user API data and admin role. Protect routes. Can you see all of this? Then step 3, real data Firestore. Replace all mock array with Firestore collection and all crude operation must. You don't have to know all of this. Just forget. Don't know about them. You just tell AI what exactly you want to do. Then on the tracking page and on snapshot, can you see this now? The real paystack integration with cloud function. Can you see this now? Real admin dashboard with no CRUD and all of this thing. Can you see this now? So you just copy this and then come to your build tool and paste it. Can you see this now? An internal blah 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 retry. So magnetizing is currently being built. Now I need to ask this guy a question. I will say, how does the payment sorry pay stack works uh, for this purpose? Teach me how to set this up step. Don't forget step by step, like a complete beginner. Don't forget this. This is very, very important. Not just one page product price pricing, but the ability for the website to auto calculate the customer order and give um custom custom price. Okay, now I'm going to come back to Google AI Studio. Now look at this. Now I have successfully integrated remaining features, address all your polishing requests, and eliminated any generic placeholder to deliver an incredibly cohesive bespoke high fidelity experience tailored specifically to the summary of crafted updates, um, subscription, blah blah blah. Now, where we need to, no. This is not what I was told to do. This is what we were told to do. Okay, I think there was an error earlier on. Okay, so I'm going to paste that. Internal error. And this could be that I have exceeded my token for the day. Yes, this could be that I have exceeded my token for the day. That might be the problem. See the number of things that we have built, but it's a good thing that we got to before we move. Got it. Oh dear. Let's see. Let me come back to this guy. I'm gonna hide this one. And then this is a brilliant question, and it's exactly the order where 90% of vibe coded food app fail. The good news is it does the heavy lifting. Your cast calculate total price dynamically based on quantities. Paystack doesn't care if one burger or 15. It simply accepts completely beginner friendly step by step. But maths, what you've already have in code. you already have a JavaScript array, or no, you don't need to care about this. Now, when user clicks pay now, your app runs for each. Now you don't have to learn all of this thing. Now Paystack accept now total in naira. So can you see this now? Total naira for black. You have to know about this thing. Paystack will accept this to 10,200 number. Then part two, the golden rule. Paystack, do not mistake. Never trust your front end website to say payment successful. A hacker could easily open your website developer tool, type alert payment successful, and get free food. To make its production ready, Paystack has two step processes. Step one, front end. Your website send a dynamic amount to Paystack and open the payments pop. Then two, step B, backend webhook backend and webhook. Remember, I talked about backend and webhook from the beginning. After the user pays, Paystack typically calls your server, your Firebase cloud function, or a separate server. Say, hey, user X just paid 10,200 naira. Is this correct? Your server checks the math, says yes, and then saves the order to your database. Can you see that now? Now the part three, the step-by-step setup for a complete beginner. Okay, let's see what has happened here. It's still giving me the same thing. I think I've exhausted my daily limit actually. Instead of it to tell me now, it's now giving me something else. Let us try again. Okay, I think it's going now. All right, it's going now. So let me come back to this. The step by step, go to Paystack and dashboard does Paystack can sign up, settings key, copy your public key, and all of this thing. Install Paystack on your website. If Let's do what it says one after the other. Now, this is my Paystack homepage, right? So this is dashboard. Let me see. It says that's finished building. Okay, good. Now, can you see now? Enable database to save. It is when I trigger that we need Firebase and all of this thing. I will share with you this chart that I use with Lovable, and if possible with Google Studio, and if possible, exactly all of these things, right? That's why I'm just using face by face build prompt. I've not done anything face by face prompts. So I'm going to enable Firebase. Yes, so it's automatically do that for you. And to do is to tell you. So let me come back here. Okay, since we should go to what's it called, dashboard.spacestack.com. Okay, so this is dashboard.spacestack.com, and then the next thing we are here and sign up. Click settings key. So we go to settings. Once we get to settings, what did it say we should do? We should go to keys, API keys. Can you see now? Now can you see? When we get to API keys, what is the next thing it tells us to do? Copy public key. This start with PK test, right? And secret key. This starts with SK test, right? Then note the test mode first. Paystack provide fake test, card number like this, so you can test without spending real money. Now, step two, install Paystack on your website. Paste this into, you don't need to paste this. We'll just tell AI. We just tell the Google AI Studio that this is exactly what we want to do. We tell it that we want to integrate payments Paystack and Paystack payment, and we need it to activate the Paystack that we're going to provide it our API key. Now, step three, write the function that sends the dynamic total to Paystack. This is a JavaScript you need your AI to implement inside checkout button. Copy this exactly, and feed your AI builder. So we're going to copy this now, and then we're going to feed the AI builder. So we're going to copy this, and then we'll come here. and then we're going to paste that. Let that finish building. So let me come back here now. So we are going to paste that. Step 4, the backend webhook. The part AI cannot do alone. For the AI to actually save the order to your admin dashboard, you must set up the following webhook. Here's how you can, explain this to your AI builder so it writes the code for you. Okay? I've been telling you. Create a Firebase cloud function for blah 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 endpoint. This endpoint must accept post request blah blah. When Paystack send the webhook, verify signature using test key security. If valid, pass data. Let me see. Okay, if valid, pass data. Find the total amount and create a new document in the Firestore order collection with the status order confirmed. Right? How to test this on the Paystack dashboard? The job, not AI. So what you are going to do is that um go to Paystack settings webhook notification. Okay, let's do it one after the since then it's getting technical. I cannot do this, but I'm showing you how AI question. So you want to set up Paystack. This is a step-by-step approach that you use to set up Paystack. Literally, this is step-by-step approach that you use to set up Paystack. So you're saying how you can set this up. Go to Paystack, blah blah. Done. Now part 5, the final, trying this all together. Is exactly what happens when a real customer uses your initiate blah ATM card, Paystack Pay. Paystack takes the money. The critical step, Paystack immediately calls webbook server. Your webbook will verify the security checks, and all of this thing. Watch now. Don't let me. All of this thing, I'm just showing you so that you can also know how to talk to the AI. Hmm? So you just go through it one after the other, as this guy said. Okay, this place is still building, still adding the authentication and all of this thing. This will literally take time actually. But are we still together? Can anyone still hear me? Are we still together? I believe I see have. Please let me know if you can still hear. Let me know if you can still hear me. Um, for your response. Let me see what's I've not covered for the day. So I've told you, anytime you are building a website and based on the functionality, just tell the AI that, oh, you want to add this to the website, and it's going to tell. It's the AI that will even tell you. Sometimes you might not even know. For instance, if you want people to be able to generate image from your website, that means you need an API, maybe Google or Gemini API, API. This is when you should know, okay, API. So needing of API depends on the functionality you want on your website. Sometimes they will suggest for you based on your description. This is why you have to be extremely careful. All right. Also, I'm to show you knowing how things are done traditionally and with vibe coding. Basically, right? Basically, when you look at this document, how people design the back end. The front end I've shown you from the beginning of this module is just what the user can see. And the front end usually goes like this: discovery, documentation, hierarchy, user flow, design system, master build pro, then build and review, right? So they usually have, they don't do prompts, but they just go through user flow, design system, user experience. All right. So traditionally, people have to, do research, do all of this thing. Now, you can also try to carry out your own research based on, the websites you are building. So let me go back to Google AI Studio. Now, can you see the number of the things it's asking from us right now? Firebase API key. Can you see it now? Firebase API key, Firebase Authentic ID, Firebase storage, Firebase messaging, this and all of these things. Can you see this now? React API Firebase, React API Firebase authentication, React API Firebase and this thing. Now, paste tag secret key, Vite paste tag public key, Vite Google Map API key, React Go API key. Can you see all of this thing that is asking us now? The reason why it is asking us all of this is because we have triggered that we need this thing. That is why it's now giving us the API key. So this is exactly where you know you need the API key. Your API key is dependent on the function that you need on your website. Now, from the way it's looking now, I will not be able to add the API keys for the sake of this video. I might need to have another time with you where we are going to look get your API key, especially when you are working studio. Because this key now is a bit technical. The only thing that we can set up right now is the pay stack. We can set up the pay stack literally. What we just need is just live key, and then we need the what's it called? Um the public key and then the secret key. This my own is live because my account is currently live. It's currently say pre-approved. For yours now, it will be test mode. It will be test, so you can use it as test. But for mine now, it's live. But for the sake of this tutorial, I will just use test mode. Does that make sense, everyone? So this is exactly where you know the API that you need. So done traditionally and with vibe coding. I'm still going to get time to talk more about this with you guys. What I need you to let you know. I hope someone is not lost because I'm just switching from one tab to another. All right, I think I'm going to stop here and let me answer. Let me welcome questions. Let me welcome questions. Let me welcome questions. Do I have questions? Do I have questions from anyone? Do I have questions from anyone? Okay, but let me your question. Please go ahead. But literally, when you check all of this website, I'm going to deploy this website. Let me even deploy it. So I believe by now you guys know how to deploy website. So let me deploy this website. Let me deploy the website. So I'll go to GitHub. Um, Topsy footies. Yeah, Topsy footies, private, creates GitHub repository. But let me say he has a question. Let me see the question. After deploying my website via Vessel, some images and logo are not displaying. Okay, let me address that. Thank you for asking that question. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Full website. So why is it not allowing me stage and commit? Maybe because I've not entered the API key. I want to assume. But if that's the case, that means I have to do it later. GitHub. Okay, all. So I'll say stage and commit. Now concerning pictures, okay, let me deploy this first. Now this has been sent to my. I really like this. This has been sent to my what's it called now? It's been sent to my vessel. So I'm just going to and then deploy it. Okay. Um, a moment, please. Let me enter my authentication. Okay. 9278882. Okay, so let me deploy this ASAP. So I'm going to come here. I'm going to come to add new. Okay, it's still loading. Okay, projects. Okay, what we're waiting for that. Let me come back to Google AI Studio. Now, one thing images on Google AI Studio website is, let's say I'm on the home page here and I want to change this image. So what we do is that instead of uploading the right now, let me select the edit this thing here. Okay, this is an image, right? So I can click on this image that I want to change the image. I'll click on it, right? So once I click on it, I will now come here that I want to change the image, and you upload the image. That's how you do. But instead of doing that, what you are going to do is that you are going to create a Google Drive account. In that Google Drive account, let me do it. Drive. Okay. I have a very slow network here. But literally, what you are doing is that you open a Google Drive account. Once you open, no, no, of course, you have a Google Drive account by default. You open a Google Drive folder, and inside that Google Drive folder, ensure that it is shared to anyone with access. So once you now upload your pictures, you can upload as many all your pictures, you can be uploading them there that you want to use. Once you now upload the pictures in that Google Drive, what you will now do is that you now go to that singular picture, not the folder. You copy the share link of that particular picture inside that folder. Then you now paste it on Google AI Studio and tell it to replace it with the image that you specify. So that case, it can be able to render the image for you without breaking. There's another method to do it. The another method is that you can upload it on servers on the online space, of which I'm not going to be showing you so that everything is not technical to you. But literally, what you want to do is this. Let me see. I don't know if I have anyone. My drive. So I won't be able to do that right now, and so I don't want to delay. But just open a Google Drive folder. Inside that Google Drive folder, upload every images that you feel you want to be using, right? And make sure you set the entire folder to anyone with access. Then now copy the link of that specific folder, the image of that specific image you want to use. Then paste it directly on Google AI Studio and tell Google AI Studio where is the image. So it will update the image for you with the link. Does that make sense, Pelumi? Did I answer the question? Let me know if I answered the question, Pelumi. Okay, awesome. All right, so we've been able to cover, building multi-page websites, integrate payments. We are, halfway done. We're halfway done with this 7 design principle. This is literally what we have in the system build prompt. It's the same thing as what we have in the system build prompt that I show you in the previous module. That's module 3, right? So we looked at that literally. And I've also taught you when your website needs a third party, right? On features, right? I already told you that it is your the functionality of the website that will determine when you need an API or not, especially when your website wants to generate image or video. And then for this one, building a dashboard and admin area, although we have built it, but I'm not able to show you at the moment. I'm not able to show you at the moment. That's because time has gone. I'm going to create time. I will speak with the academy manager, and I'm going to have more class with you. Yes, and this class, just to wrap up what we've started, we integrate the actual person. We're going to look at the admin area and just tidy up the website and make it ready to use. And I'll also share with you after you deploy your website, how to avoid your website from breaking, what you need to compare it, how to compare it with traditional approach and then vibe coding approach. I also need to show you that it's not just about vibe coding. You also need to have the brain behind the traditional approach and the reason why we are doing this and why you should believe in what you are doing. For me to have this class with you, I must see that you have practiced everything that I have just taught now from beginning to this point. Let it be that you are only stuck at that base tag, integrating your what's it called? Integrating your API keys, especially this API key part is very important. Look out for that part where I talked about that we want to make it production ready, that it should replace all the dummy data or mock data with actual data, with actual backend database and all of this. And watch that part very well. Once you get to that part, I will now be able to do the live class with you. If I don't get that part, I won't be able to do the live class with you. All right. So thank you so much, everyone, for being part of the entire um, boot camp. This is the fourth week, and I really am excited that I've been able to do this with you guys. This is not the end. There are things that we're still going to do together. Later, I'm still going to have an advanced class for people that still want to go deeper, that want to, for people that want to go deeper into, building some sophisticated application with AI, using their IDE. I mean, literally more like you're writing code, but you are not writing code, but you are building it locally on your laptop instead of using Google AI Studio or Lovable. You are building it using a tool I call anti-gravity or Cloud Code, or you're using Cursor or VS Code, right? But that is more technical and is not meant for this stage at all. All right. So thank you so much for everyone who has been part of this. It's really, really, really an amazing things to see that you guys are working. And then I want you to go and work on this. Now, I want to suggest something, not even suggestion. We are planning to do a challenge all through the month of July. Yes, we are planning to do a challenge, yes, all through the month of July. And that's going to be that in 1 week, you are going to build a level 3 website. In 1 week, you are going to build a level 3 website. That means by the end of July 2026, you'll have been able to build level 3 AI website, just like the one we are doing now, completely with AI ready to use. And then you have the challenge that we're going to have for you. Once you see your commitment, once you see what you are doing, we are willing to take some of you, to intern with us, to yes, to intern with us, to work with the team, and then also we can also push projects to you. We cannot push paid projects to you when we are not sure of what exactly you can do. We need to see that this is what you can do, and then we need to see your work, that okay, yeah, you are being consistent with your work, and then we can be able to say, oh, this is a 150 website design. Let us push it to Pelumi, let us push it to Shefum, let us push it to Temitayo, and all of this thing. But this will only come if we are seeing your output consistently, and if we are seeing your drive. If we are not seeing any of things there, of course, you still remain in our community. You can keep asking your month of July. If you practice all through the month of July, the access will be revoked. Of course, yes, all the videos will still be available all through the month of July and August. Yes, the videos will be available for July, August. You can't download it, right? It's restricted. You cannot download it. So all through the month of July and August, the videos will be there. But we stop supporting you by the end of July. So anyone that is not in the class, anyone that is not practicing from now to the end of July will not get our support. Our support ends in a month's time. So all of the things that you want to practice to become better at, ensure that you do so that you get our support within the space of 1 month. Of course, everyone will still remain in the community. You get help from your friend, or if we can, we will help, but it's no longer be a priority for us by the end of July. And by the end of August, your access to the videos is going to be revoked. We are making this thing into a proper academy, and then we are telling you officially now the name of the academy is going to be the TSC Academy. TSC means the Sprint Execution Academy. Our goal is to help people learn skill faster and then get paid for it. It's an expression of the sprint execution where we help people get something done. So officially, the name of the academy is going to be TSC Academy. In the later time from July, you are going to be seeing our updates. We want to plead with you that as much as possible, ensure you recommend TSC Academy, share your experience. Less people that want to learn vibe coding go through the course, right? Now, the replay of this course is currently being sold for 15,000 naira. We are making no edits to them, and then by the time we are done and then put it on our platform, the course is going to be sold for 35,000 naira. By the end of August, once you lose access, you will have to pay 35,000 for you to be able to access the course again. We want you to practice as much as possible. That's why we're giving you 2 months, 60 days for you to practice, watch the video and practice. End of August, you will no longer have access to, and then you have to pay 35,000 if you want to access the class. All right. Now, another thing to another thing I want to talk about. Let me see. Now, you need to portfolio actually build your portfolio. Do not focus on the portfolio now. Let it be maybe the portfolio you're building will be the last week of July, where you already have like 3 or 4 websites that you can showcase, show the thinking behind it, and then build a portfolio for yourself. Remember, nothing beats execution. Make sure you execute every time, every time. And also, from tonight, we need you to answer some questions, right? And that will be, what did you know about AI assisted design before this bootcamp? And what can you build now? What can you not build before and you can build now? So basically, tell us, what could you not build before? What do you know now about AI design? What could you not build before that you cannot build now within 4 weeks? And would you recommend this to someone and why? We need you to tell, willing to recommend this to someone. This is very important. Your answer will help us know. It matters a lot. Your answer matters a lot, not just to us, but to the next person who may want to take this course. That's why we are we are doing this. All right. Let me go back to my screen. That is why we are doing this. At least 4 weeks ago, you could not do many things, but here you are today. You can deploy to vessel. You can do all of this thing. It's a thing to be proud of, right? Okay. Actually, it's your words that will actually make them buy. Remember, we are forming a proper academy, right? And then you're going to still have access to our future course. Now, some of the future courses that we're going to be having, they're going to be advanced courses. For you as an alumni, you are going to have a discount. Yes, you're going to have a discount for enrolling in our future courses, and it's CAI and other AI related courses. Our goal is to produce as many individuals that will build with AI. All right. And also, we are officially asking for your permission to share some of your posts publicly on our website. Right? We need you. And one last thing is this. One last thing is this. As much as possible, we require you to make testimonial videos for us. What I'm uh, maybe 1 minute to 2 minute video for us, telling us about tell us about your experience, what you could do before and what you could not do, and how you are seeing vibe coding differently. Just simple and short. A good background. You're looking good on the camera. Dress, and then you're facing the camera, a clean camera. Let the video be in landscape. Yes, the video should be in landscape. You can also make it portrait, but we prefer that it's landscape. You can also make portraits. It all depends on you, right? That totally depends on you. But let it be a professional video. The quality should be at least 720 pixel. It can be more, maybe it can be 1080, or it can be even 2K or 4K. But the minimum should be 750 pixels. This is very important. And then we need this for our social media space. We need this for our website so that more people can enroll in the academy, right? Please, we need that to get that as soon as possible. The academy manager will reach out to you, and they will share with you where you should upload all of these videos, and then we have a deadline to that. But if you feel you don't want to do that, it's totally fine. Of course, you can just tell the world about us, what we are doing. Mention the academy, TS Academy, if needs be. You mention my name, Adebayo Karim. But of course, that is not the most important thing. But the most important thing is that, okay, let people know that yes, you learn this thing practically, and this is what you can now do now. All right. Thank you so much, everyone, for being part of the boot camp. You showed up for 4 Saturdays, and then you built something real, and that's already more than most people do with a decision like this. All right. Now, everything is now yours. The framework is yours. You have built a portfolio that is real. The skill is in your hand already. This and the framework, is with you already. All right. And one thing I will say is that if you are good at this very well, one client has already covered for all of the money. That it's just 5,000. And I know it's small, but consider the investment that we have made for this 5,000. That is why the next course is going to be 35,000 naira. We are currently working on another course. It's going to be 35,000 naira, and then the advanced course will be 50, or maybe. It's really an advantage that I need to take very seriously. Clients can pay you 100,000 and it's cover how much? 5,000. Yes, you use your data and all of this thing. We acknowledge that, but then please practice, execute. It doesn't just end there. Please execute. Let the world know that this is what you have learned. Willing to support you for that, even though you have any question. Now, even after July, the only question will be attending to is will be a business side of what you are trying to learn. Maybe a client reaches out to you that they want to do this, they want to do that, and you don't know how to undo it. This is when we only support you, not when you're still practicing. In future, this is where we only support you. The community will still be there. We share things together, and all of these things. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And then we meet on the other side. Cheers.